We started out on The Hobbit with the intention to do, you know, a 2-film adaptation. Unless anybody has anything else they want to shoot, I think we should call that a day. Thank you. And it wasn't until right at the very end of principal photography of the 2 films that we pitched the idea to the studio that it was going to be more comfortable sitting in a 3-film sort of a structure.
What we were allowed to do in the films was to draw on not only The Lord of the Rings, but also the appendices at the end of Return of the King, which includes a lot of material that Professor Tolkien never truly worked into either The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings, such as the White Council and Azog, the Defiler. And you learn about where Gandalf disappears to.
We thought, well, there is some great material to be had if we had the time to do it. Let's see if we can shorten it a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Once the decision was made to take 2 films and turn it into a trilogy, we were presented with some interesting challenges, obviously. What happened was that the beginning of The Desolation of Smaug was essentially the end of our previous film. And the end of The Desolation of Smaug was the beginning of another film.
It's not a particularly ideal scenario to have the end of a movie be your first half and the beginning of another movie be your second half. That is not a film. So a huge amount of work had to go into what became The Desolation of Smaug. In our pickups, we had to shoot a lot of material that was not part of the original script.
I've got new dialogue.
Oh. Pickups can involve quite extensive filming, and so back to New Zealand we went. To the mountain!
And we've cut, thank you.
It's basically the main unit coming back and shooting for an additional, I think we did 10 weeks.
So it's all going to go smooth and we will.
Going back to it was slightly surreal.
50 grand.
Oh, no. Because there's not many films where you spend that amount of time apart and then you go back with the same cast and the same crew and everything, and obviously playing the same part.
It was hard. They were trying to...
It was like Groundhog Day. Everything was in the same place. Your trailer was in the same place. The makeup buses were in the same place. And the factory was up and running.
It was a very busy time, and it was definitely the same size as a, normal feature film, really.
Part of the challenge of the middle movie was that it involved a new beginning.
We did think, well, we have Bayon, we have the bear.
We know what we're doing today. No? We're trying to improve the performances.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty exciting beginning. We could start with a bear attacking the wild pack, pretty awesome beginning to a film. But didn't really allow you that chance to recap the story, to restart the storytelling.
We thought back, and one of the ideas that we always wanted to do, in fact, it goes right back to the days that Guillermo was directing the movie, which was the notion of the Bree flashback sequence where Gandalf and Thorin meet, which is in the appendices of The Lord of the Rings.
But at last there came about, by chance, a meeting between Gandalf and Thorin that changed all the fortunes of the House of Durin and led to other and greater ends beside.
Which gave us a wonderful excuse to go there, which I loved. I loved being able to go back there.
It was nice to be able to start the second movie with something familiar like that, and but nonetheless something unexpected too.